Well, welcome back. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. This is the KTC Podcast with Kevin, which is me.
I'm Tim.
And
this is where we pretty much talk about nothing.
We do talk about nothing most of the time. Sometimes we talk about something. But if you like listening to nothing, then this is your podcast.
For real. We really gotta learn how to put these things on like an actual iTunes and stuff like that.
iTunes and stuff.
Instead of just
Absolutely.
YouTube. I feel like people don't really listen to it because
more
it's on
people
YouTube.
would listen, I think if
so.
it was on a podcast outlet rather than the YouTube.
I hope so. At least that's what we're telling ourselves.
We are telling ourselves that. I think it's a pretty fun podcast, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was actually thinking that we should, once we do get them onto an actual podcast website, like iTunes or SoundCloud or something like that, we film ourselves do the podcast. Like maybe set up more of a, like when I get that room cleaned up, we like set up like a nice little background and everything and have the microphone and everything and us talking and have it filmed. And so when we put it, we only put the audio on the podcast websites and then the video of it on YouTube. And then you can watch the video.
I guess. I mean, we could do that.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes we drink while we do these things.
That's
So you would see us do that. But is that like a big deal? I mean, we could leave the beverages off camera and only pull them in when we take a drink.
Yeah. Like what we do with heated discussions.
With heated discussions, yeah.
Hey, man. I'm down.
I just thought it might be more fun for people if they could see it, if they're having to watch it on YouTube anyway. If they could see it.
Yeah, see something.
See something.
Well, I always wanted to like put up graphics on the YouTube as we're talking about stuff, and I just never have because I just probably laziness probably got in the way of that.
Like when
like
when
we talked about
we're talking about
like we talked about like Mad Max, and one of them we could have thrown up a clip or like at least a picture of
it.
You know.
Well, we could even set up the camera angle to leave like a space.
Well, now you're just adding so much for that.
I am not. I am. This is easy. It'd be easy.
Well, I'll let you do that.
I will do that.
All right, good. Then do it.
I'm going to. You keep talking. I'm going to go set up the camera. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Next time. I'm going to have that room cleaned up next time. And,
are you?
I don't know.
Probably not.
I have a room in my house. I have let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4
a lot
bedrooms.
of rooms in your house.
I have 4-bedroom home.
Is it really?
Yeah, I know. It's a small house for 4 bedrooms, but
Well, to me, there's like an office.
well,
I guess it could be a bedroom.
It was counted as a bedroom when we bought the place.
Yeah.
But we turned one of the bedrooms into an office. It's lined with bookshelves that are covered in books because my wife is a librarian, so we have lots of books.
Yeah.
And then one of the bedrooms is our spare bedroom. One of the bedrooms is my daughter's bedroom, and then the master bedroom.
We shot the spare bedroom for This Is Why I'm Single.
Yeah. And so you will see a cameo of my bedroom, of my spare bedroom. If you were ever a guest in my house where you would be sleeping, you will see a cameo of it in This Is Why I'm Single. Maybe not a pleasant experience.
Yeah, no, probably not.
When that scene comes up.
We'll show you that after you already sleep in there.
Yeah. And don't watch it until after you've stayed here. You'll also see a lot of cameos at my house. I think you see the kitchen and the living room and the dining room. Yeah. This whole house was used almost.
I think next we're going to probably use my place. So
yeah. I don't think my wife will ever let me shoot anything in this house again. That's as big as a production as like a web series, because that was a big production, whereas like the other stuff we do, like stuff for this heated discussions and this podcast, she doesn't care. But
well, I like to use the backyard again as like still as the cafe.
Yeah, the backyard was fine.
That'd be fine.
I don't think she cares
just
about
for
us
like
being outside.
Yeah, just for like a thing.
And if we're just doing it as a thing, we do it while she's at work, and then like we tried to do most of it while she was at work, but we always overlapped to her coming home, and it wasn't pretty.
Yeah.
It was fun though.
It was a good time. I can't wait for it to be out there for the viewing public.
Coming soon. We need to make a poster that says coming soon. It really is close, guys. I know you probably don't believe me anymore when I say that, but it really is close, and I think we should start promoting it early and just say coming soon.
Sure. I mean, but I know you want to do that one idea, but I don't think we can do it for the three main characters and all the women in the background.
Oh, that would be so awesome.
I think it's awesome too.
I think that would be an awesome promotional poster.
But it's not going to happen.
You don't think we can get them all together real quick for 5 minutes?
Nope.
Well, even if we go to them, if they're all happen to be doing something downtown and we're let's come together.
I don't think they all know each other. The only way we could do it is at the release party. John, if they all showed up.
I feel like John knows them all.
Yeah, because that's what we went through. It was all through John.
Okay, so let's finish the first episode and have a viewing party. But that would suck for the ones that aren't in the first episode.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that because it's you're only doing the first episode. Who's even none of the girls are even in the first episode.
Yeah, a lot of the girls are because there's the quick sequence of girls in the first episode.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
I don't know. I want to get all the girls together that were in This Is Why I'm Single. And I want them lined up behind Mitch, who is played by Tim.
Hey, that's me.
And have that be our promotional poster because there were a lot of girls involved in this. And I think that would be fun to have that many girls.
And I'm sitting there thinking about season 2 going, we need a lot of girls again.
Different
yeah.
girls.
Some
some can overlap to season 2. But
maybe.
The majority of them have to be new girls.
Yeah.
Wow,
that's the whole
this
point.
Is going to be tough. Well, hopefully season 1 becomes popular enough that girls want to do it. You know?
I would, yeah. And I would love to be able to pay people. I really want it to be popular enough so we can get money and I could pay people. We always do food and
we
there's always crafty.
We provide crafty and meals.
Not just pizzas and stuff, but there are days where it is just pizza.
But we don't provide transportation.
Yeah.
We didn't provide. All these people did awesome helping us out. I think it was
they did such a solid.
Great.
Which I would thought was so cool during I think last Oscars, that's what they're called. The guy won short film, I think. He was talking about how everyone showed up. I had no money to pay my actors, no money to pay the crew. Everyone did other kindness of their hearts and helped me out and all this stuff. I was like, that's amazing that even something on that level, he won an Oscar.
There's a great article. Not
saying that we're going to win an Oscar for this, but I'm saying how cool it is on a big level that we are still kind of doing the same thing. Well, maybe
once web series is part of the Oscars, which is not ever going to be because they don't do episodic television.
No, that'd be more
it'd be Golden Globes, maybe.
Yeah. But there's so many web series.
There's a great write-up, a great article on, or maybe it was written by, but I don't know. But it was on Kevin Smith and filming Clerks.
Mm-hmm. I think I read this one. I think you sent this to me.
I don't know. I did see an article about him going around Facebook. I didn't read it, though. I don't know if it was the same one. But this one I read back in college. And it was all about how he got Clerks made and how it was all on favors and him maxing out his credit cards and
sold his comic book collection,
sold a bunch of stuff to make enough money and a lot of people on his set didn't get paid and not because he didn't want to pay them. They've all been paid now. He has I think he's more than paid everyone back. It seems like he would. I haven't actually read that for a fact, but it seems like he would now with his success. But yeah, I think that's awesome that if you can get all these people together and that's what happened with This Is Why I'm Single. I think we got a lot of people together where this was their passion, so they had no problem helping us out for free. They got experience. They're going to be in a show. The actors are going to be in a show that's going to be on the internet. It will be soon. It will be soon. Coming soon. I'm just glad. I'm glad that none of them have my phone number because I feel like they'd be like, when is it gonna come out?
You don't see them. I see. I used to see them a lot.
They all
come after me.
Come after you. I'm sure they're all going after John, being that he was friends with a lot of them.
I would hope so.
Which John is then in turn going after Tim, and Tim is relaying it to me, but probably not as much as John is.
I hold back a little.
It to
you
him.
Don't need to know everything that happens.
No, it's coming soon though. I promise. I think I'm a pretty trustworthy person when I say something like that. So, John Connon, if you're listening, and I know you're not, but if you're listening, it is coming soon, and I can't wait to be meeting with you soon to finalize some of these edits.
Yeah, dude.
Because good old John Connon was our director, so he's got to come in for the final edit.
Yeah, he was texting me the other day about another idea for season 2.
Oh, really?
We should start writing. Yeah, we gotta start getting that together.
I like everything that we've got going. By the way, I got more KTC mail. Not that I need to say that over this, but
no, probably
just
not.
to let you know.
Now that we're a legit company.
Yeah, we're a legit company, so now I get mail.
Anything we got like file?
They want us to no, nothing important.
Okay.
They want us to order checks.
Oh no, I'm not doing that. I look at like our website or our email that we have, and I'm not gonna say what it is over this, but I keep getting all kinds of like, fill this out now, time is waiting, blah blah blah, and I'm like, I don't think that means anything.
Well, soon we'll have our own individual emails that we can say over this, because people can email us.
Yeah, and get contacts so we can help people out, because we're not just doing this for scripted series. We're also doing
KTC is not just for things that we write or ideas that we come up with. We're also a resource for other people. We will make your idea. I mean, you come and you make it using our resources and us as a resource. And
also, we help actors put like demo reels together and go on set or go on site, whether they're in a play or doing like a one-man show or something. We'll film it.
Oh, absolutely! Yeah, we've gone and filmed some actors do on stage stuff and
audition tapes when
they need tapes together for them.
Yeah, because actors need to be on film for certain stuff, and if we can get together with them and help them out, because I feel like we're a good team with that, because we're not just two dudes that are just like, yeah, we'll press record.
No, we understand. I think we understand the business because
I act, so I think it's
you get it.
Yeah, so I can like be off screen and help them, at least give them hopefully some more depth than they would with someone who's just like their mom's just reading the lines as they set up their laptop to capture. Ooh, my phone. You know what I'm saying?
That reminds me, I was watching.
You know what I'm saying?
I was watching some extras on some Marvel movies, like just behind the scenes stuff, and there's this. There's these videos of Robert Downey Jr. practicing his lines for Iron Man.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this.
With extras. Like, he just had, and they filmed it all.
Uh-huh.
So it was, like, kind of an official thing, or it looked like an official thing, but it was, like, Robert Downey Jr. rehearsing lines, and extras get to rehearse the lines with him.
Really? I didn't see that. That's funny.
Like if you were just a female extra on Iron Man, then you might have been able to be...
So what do we do? Just give them like the script and be like, hey...
Yeah, well, they memorized this. I think they memorized it because nobody was reading off of the script.
Uh-huh.
But you remember the exchange with Tony Stark and the blonde reporter and that he ends up sleeping with?
Yeah. She's been in a bunch of stuff.
In Iron Man, yeah. Well... An extra girl got to read all her lines to Robert Downey Jr. practicing his lines for that scene.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, and I was like, that's cool of Robert Downey Jr. because one, you have extras, so they're most likely aspiring actors.
Yeah.
And they get the experience to bounce lines off of a very experienced actor in Robert Downey Jr.
That's pretty awesome. I was thinking of when Robert Downey Jr. when they do the close up of him in the Iron Man suit, and he was just like, wait, what would your face look like if you got hit by a car? Or like what face would you do if the Hulk did hit you in the face with a car? Like, I thought that was pretty funny. And he's like trying different faces.
That's funny. Well, we were, my wife and I were on a plane a couple times during the holidays, over the holidays.
At least twice.
At least twice, because we did fly out and fly back. But we went to Colorado, and on the way out, we took a plane from Orlando to Atlanta, and then Atlanta to Colorado.
Yeah.
And this makes no sense to me whatsoever. And I'm going to call out the company. Delta Airlines is who I flew with, who I love. I love flying with Delta. I think they're one of the best airlines out there. But we flew from Orlando to Atlanta. It's an 1.5-hour flight, max. Very short little stretch. Mm-hmm. And we were on a brand new, super nice plane with these big screen, touchscreen TVs in front of every single seat.
It's pretty awesome.
And you could watch movies and TV and whatever. But the flight was only, an 1.5 hours. And then we get on a plane to fly from Atlanta to Denver, which is over 3 hours. And we are on the oldest airplane I've ever been on in my life. It has nothing on it. No TV screens on the back. I mean, maybe I'm picky because I live in this generation and most airplanes have this, but the one that
it also teased you with the nice plane
on the short flight. Like I had no problem.
Maybe they're just testing
being
that plane
on a
out.
plane. I have no problem being on a plane that has nothing when I'm on a little 1.5-hour flight. Like I can sit and do nothing for 1.5 hours, but I can't sit and do nothing for over 3 hours.
What if both planes had nothing on it? I don't think you would have cared either. You would have been like, you would have been like, I thought they had something. It would have been nice, but whatever.
No, I still would have been upset.
I think you're even more upset for them teasing you.
Yeah, they tease you.
Yeah.
And you're like, because on the little stretch from Orlando to Atlanta, I was like, you know what? I'm going to start watching a movie.
Yeah.
And actually, we flew out of town over Thanksgiving on Delta also, and I was on a plane from Orlando to Atlanta and back again, Atlanta to Orlando. There was a plane that had some really nice TV features, same as this airplane, and I started watching the Fantastic Four movie, which was absolutely horrible. Which I think everyone can agree on. I don't think anybody out there has ever said that it's good. You haven't even seen it yet. But, don't even bother. It's fine. If you haven't seen it, it's kind of the same as seeing it because it's so worthless. Like, it doesn't change the experience at all. Like, nothing happens, so it doesn't matter. You don't even have to watch it because nothing happens in the movie.
I just keep hearing how they keep, like, going so far away from like the script or from like the source material. And you're just like, just make it the source material.
It was so bad. I don't know. But I started watching it because, I'm a movie person. I like to watch all movies. I've been
watching a bunch of movies.
Even when I hear that it's horrible, I'm still like, well, I want to be the judge of that.
Yeah, that's why I want to see it. Yeah.
I was excited for the Fantastic Four movie
until
everybody, until everybody started saying that it sucked. And then I kind of got less excited for it. And then I was like, well, maybe it'll be good because I have such low expectations now. Mm-hmm. Not the case, but...
Dude, man, I saw so many movies just recently. And by many, I've only seen obviously Star Wars.
Obviously.
I've seen that twice.
Yep.
I saw Creed.
Oh, was it good?
Dude, so good.
I want to see it.
Creed is a good film, and I would say see it in theaters if you could.
Oh, really?
Or if you have good surround sound.
Theaters or surround sound.
Yeah, because theater has a good surround sound. Like if you don't
that's why I go to the theater.
Yeah, me too. No, but like that's what I'm saying. Some people have like a nice little surround sound in their home, like a little cheap. Like Walmart has like little stuff that you could put around and it kind of works.
I want to get surround sound pretty bad.
Yeah,
you know what
I don't understand the sound bar. Like people just get the sound bar, and I'm like, doesn't that not?
Well, the idea behind the sound bar is that all the speakers in the sound bar are angled in a different direction, So it actually
like
times everything and shoots the sound off walls. So,
but like your place doesn't have a wall over there.
I know.
So
you have to be in a perfect.
Yeah, you have to be
perfect environment.
Exactly. No, I would want to get like the little dialogue box in the front, and then the woofer and the bass, and then 2 things behind me, because I love that they do a lot of great. The shots are awesome. They do a lot of long shots, like following Creed from his dressing room all the way out to the ring, and then fighting in the ring, like stuff like that, which is really awesome. But they do this one long shot where they do that, where they follow him out, and I could see kind of where they probably cut, just to make sure, but whatever. But a lot of times they don't. You can see, and they follow him out, and then obviously Rocky's in his corner. Not really giving any spoilers.
Okay.
We all saw the trailers. It's gonna happen, even though he doesn't want it in the beginning. Whatever. And so Rocky's in his corner, and Creed and the dude are going at it. They're fighting. And as Creed's moving, Rocky is still shouting things for him to do from the corner. But as he's moving and the camera's moving, his voice moves to where he would be. Yeah, to where the corner is. So instead of just hearing a steady, from whatever direction, like just from, the left, Rocky saying something, they follow it around. And so as the camera is doing this and Creed is, working the body, it's crazy. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. Because at first I was like, what is that? And then I listened, I was like, oh, that's Rocky fucking shouting. Like, oh, it's so exciting. That was a cool moment. I thought that'd be one of the cool reasons to watch it in theater. Also, because it's a Rocky for this generation, which I really liked.
I want to see it. I really do want to see it. And that's what...
Michael B. Jordan.
It's the same. I think it's the same thing. Like, people are like, Creed is a remake of Rocky, and Star Wars is a remake of Episode 5.
But you know what? Like, I like that. Episode 4. I like that. With probably hints of Episode 5, because like the ending was very much Episode 5, I thought. But I liked that Star Wars spoilers. Without not big spoilers, just what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But I like that Star Wars was very much like Episode 4.
Well, did you see?
Because hold on, I'm just going to point out because I felt like that it brings us back to this world that we love, the original world, not the prequel world, the original world that we loved, and we wanted to be welcomed back with something that we already are familiar with. So you have like the Death Star and then the super planet, whatever it's called, and like you got to have the characters that you love come back along with new characters, and you kind of have a similar goal, and you get to see how with the old characters with the new characters would relate, and it's just like getting back in the pool that you used to go to as a kid, but you're kind of like, I don't know, don't want to go back in. You're like, no, water's fine. Come on in. Let's get settled. Let's get in. Let's just relax. And then you know what? There's a slide, but we'll get to the slide. That's a new slide. So Episode 8 is going to have the new slide and a whole new adventure. And you're like, that's awesome.
Well, that's what I feel. I feel like this really set it up for them to go out in a different direction. But
that's what I felt like Creed is. Creed is definitely like the original Rocky. In that same aspect that Star Wars: The Force Awakens is very similar to A New Hope. That's all.
There was a great meme going around the internet about Star Wars being similar to A New Hope.
Oh,
do you see it?
From Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I totally agree with it.
That scene.
I totally agree with it. He's like, he's like, shh. If you say it too loud or don't say it too loud, that Star Wars is just like Episode 4. And he's like,
the guy's like, Star Wars is like Episode 4. Star Wars is like, see, nobody cares.
No one cares. Nobody cares. Yeah, like people make that. No one cares.
I thought that was great.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, and then people are, and that's the thing is like people don't have a problem with it because it is the Star Wars for this generation. And just like Creed is the Rocky for this generation. So who cares if it looks like a remake or a very similar story? Like, big whoop.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind because for one, Star Wars is setting it up to be able to go in all these different directions.
Yeah. Unlike when he did Star Trek, where he had to restart everything, where he messed with time. And because they wanted to bring the old characters back, which some people,
like that worked for Star Trek.
I felt like it worked. I felt like it was a fun time because I feel like Star Trek has tackled stuff like that before, and you kind of can. I feel like in Star Wars, you don't really mess with time.
Yeah,
you don't
can't
mess with time travel.
Time.
You know.
But in Star Trek, when he messed with the timeline, I think another reason they did it is because like, I'm not a Trekkie, and I might get destroyed for this, but, like, I feel like a lot of the characters were not very deep.
When?
In a way. In
the original
Star
or
Trek.
in this new reboot?
No, in the original.
I don't know. I never saw the originals.
I mean, I never really watched the originals that much either, but I mean, like William Shatner, like, if you just remade William Shatner's character into a new one, I mean, you're not going very far. They had to kind of reinvent the character, like, they made him.
Yeah, I guess.
They reinvented the character, and I thought they did it in a really clever way by messing with the timeline and changing the way that he grew up and the way that he was recruited and all of that. He's still, the end game is the same. It's like that whole, this is your destiny to be.
And I think when they mess with the time, like, they still kind of have that old timeline that's there and intact. Because Spock the original one, obviously came from that timeline, so obviously it was still there. It's just this new timeline, almost like Doc Brown, the alternate 1985, is where we're at and where we're going at now. Kind of the thing. Yeah. But I don't know. I never watched Star Trek, so I can't really talk about all that stuff.
I never watched Star Trek either, but I will say that the first Star Trek remake,
the first one,
J.J. Abrams' first Star Trek, I felt was like a great combination of action and story and and all of that.
I definitely enjoyed
like
it a lot. I think the first 10 minutes of that movie, I cry.
I love it,
dude, man. Who's now is Thor, but wasn't Thor back then? Chris Hemsworth was Captain Kirk's dad, and fighting off everyone and the music and the way they did everything. Oh man, I get upset. I get teary eyed. That's like a huge short film right in itself.
Of course it is. Absolutely.
And then there's and that's just the beginning. And you're like, dang.
It's like one of those things where like J.J. Abrams could have just made that section of the movie as his pitch to make the whole movie. Yeah. Just like Robert Rodriguez made the first part of Sin City as his pitch for the rest of the Sin City.
Oh really? Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, just the first one. The part with
Josh Hartnett?
Yeah. That part was his just short film version of Sin City that he used to pitch the rest of the movie.
Cool.
Yeah. But anyway.
And it's so funny because in like film school and all, and like when you talk to some people, they tell you how to pitch, the proper way to pitch a story or the proper way to pitch anything. And you know what? I don't think there is a proper way.
There is no proper way. There's no proper way for anything.
Yeah.
And that's...
I'm sure the bigger you are, the more name you are, the more liberties you're able to take because people know your record. If you're a big name director, you can kind of say whatever you want. But like the guy who pitched Charlie's Angels, I'm not sure which one, like Full Throttle or the first one, I'm not sure, was the director who pitched it. And he, I guess, went in just going to do like the normal pitch and was kind of like doing it. But then all of a sudden went on a tangent and did the whole movie and acted out the whole movie is what I heard. And just that's how it got made because he just went through the whole idea of it.
Crazy.
And, and in this boardroom meeting, got up and started, like, pretending to be an action sequence and stuff like that.
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think McG directed that.
So maybe that's why, yeah. Maybe if you're Robert Rodriguez and Big G, you can do whatever you want.
You can do what you want.
But when you're, Tim and Kevin, they're like, we don't know who you are, and you still haven't finished your web series.
Well, what's funny is I recently, over the holidays, I watched Ted 2.
Was that good?
Not really.
I don't understand how they had a whole movie about Mark Wahlberg and Mila Kunis getting back together to just in the second movie they're not together, right?
Yeah, they're divorced.
I never saw
something.
It. Yeah, like I don't
know. They're divorced or broken up. I don't remember if they ever got married, but yeah, I didn't pay too much attention to Ted 2. It was good and funny, and it had its moments, but. One thing that stood out to me is like that whole thing, like there's no right way to do something. Sure, you can hear about how so-and-so pitched the movie this way, so maybe you should go in and pitch it the same way. Well, it might not work for you. It worked for them, but it might not work for you.
Yeah.
And really, Ted 2, like, put it into perspective because people always say stuff like that. Like, in Ted 2, at one point, Ted and his wife are trying to adopt a baby or whatever.
Yeah.
And at first they wanted to have a baby, but then they found out that they couldn't have a baby, so now they have to adopt. So when they found out they had to adopt, somebody said, so and so was adopted and named like a super successful person, and I think it was either Ted or Mark Wahlberg's character who then said, "Yeah, but how many millions of people were adopted that didn't do shit with their lives?"
Yeah.
Like it's like let's put it in perspective,
Yeah.
Because people always say stuff like that. They're like, I'm going to do it this way because so-and-so is super successful and they did it this way. But how many other millions of people tried to do it that exact same way and didn't succeed?
Yeah. That's a little bit those people that write the books or go to like the seminars and hold seminars and like, here's how to make you rich fast. And I'm like, well, why aren't you rich? Like, if you know the steps, how come you're not like rolling up?
They are rich, like but they're rich because they wrote that book and people are buying into
it.
Exactly.
But
but their book doesn't say write a book about getting rich and then
pretend like you are rich.
Pretend like you are rich and go around and give talks about it.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
But yeah, I thought Ted too really put it in like how many millions of kids are adopted that didn't do shit with their lives.
For real.
And that's how that went.
But yeah, so I saw Creed.
Anything else?
It was a good movie. And I saw the Hateful Eight 70mm roadshow. Yeah.
Where did you see that?
Downtown Disney.
Yeah, Disney I think is the only place doing it here.
No, Disney and somewhere else. But yeah, closer to you, yeah. It was around Disney.
How
it comes
that?
in a little booklet and everything.
Oh yeah, you got a booklet and stuff?
It was cool, man.
Was Hateful Eight good?
I liked it.
Okay, I've heard mixed.
I mean, it wasn't
so
like
far.
the best, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I like westerns too, so I was glad to see a western again.
Quentin Tarantino is fun.
But yeah, no, it was interesting to say the least, and the ending was interesting. Was good, but yeah, no, nothing. I mean, nothing too. I'm not like super mad about it, but it was cool. I just like the fact seeing in a 7mm. I like the they had an intermission.
What screen did you watch? Oh, they had an intermission
because they had to change out the film reels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What screen did you watch on?
I don't know.
Just a regular
film screen. I don't know. The biggest theater I've ever been in.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you know how normally you walk into a theater and you walk in from the back, so you kind of come in where you're going to be sitting and then loop back in on yourself, and the theater the screen is always in front of you. You walk in from behind the screen, and you go left or right, and it's just the hugest. Like the front part, the seats that are always like on the ground floor, that went for a while, and then it went up into theater seating. Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, this theater is huge. It is huge.
I want to go back and watch. I want to go see Star Wars on IMAX.
Was it shot on IMAX?
Some parts of it, I think.
I know. I see how. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that stuff.
I heard it was pretty good on IMAX.
Like I want to hear like the Dolby Digital and all that stuff, but I just like.
But
doesn't cool. Like IMAX like shrink it back down for the parts that weren't shot on it? Like the screen gets smaller.
It adjusts in size.
I'd rather just have the whole thing be big.
I saw The Dark Knight like that, and it really distracted me. I didn't like it.
Yeah, so why would you? Let's try it again then with Star Wars. Maybe it's a different outcome.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure the cool battle sequences are awesome and stuff like that, but just for getting some of IMAX and not all of IMAX, why do I gotta pay the full price? Shouldn't I pay a little bit of the extra price, Yeah.
I want to see it again. I mean, you already saw it twice. It's not
Dude,
fair.
it's so much... Yeah, when you see it again, it's actually...
Because I know, like, I've seen it once, so now I know what I want to look for.
Yeah.
That's
what I did. When the X-Wing is fighting and Finn's watching it...
It's my favorite.
Dude, I watched the X-Wing the second time and just was like, oh, that's so awesome.
I noticed it pretty early that the one time I saw it, I feel like I noticed it pretty early because I noticed it and I thought it was awesome, and I tell other people that have seen the movie once already about that scene and they have no idea what I'm talking about.
How? That sounds amazing.
And I'm like, did you not notice that in the background of that scene the entire time there was an X-Wing doing awesome shit? Yeah. All you saw was Finn running around? I mean, like how did you not see the X-Wing? Like,
I think if I see
I noticed it early on, but I still don't think that I noticed it from the beginning.
No.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, because that's what I did. With the first viewing, I went back and forth between the X-Wing and Finn, kind of like looking at both.
That's what I was doing.
There's so much. And then the second time, I was like, I'm just watching the X-Wing. And I just watched the X-Wing. Now the third time, I'll probably just watch Finn.
Because that X-Wing is now my favorite
The pilot?
The pilot is my favorite character right now. Oh, man. He's awesome.
The girl, Ray's my favorite, I think.
Ray's your favorite?
I like Ray's and Finn's relationship. I like them all. They're all awesome. They're all fun. And they all seem like they're having fun, which makes it even better. They all seem like they're having a great time. They all seem
like they're having fun. Yeah. And they are having fun, and they all are fun characters, I think. But I do like the X-Wing pilot, and the fact that he flies a black X-Wing is awesome.
Yeah, he's Black Leader, right? Isn't he? That's who he is, yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. He's a cool guy.
But anyway.
I don't know. I got really nothing else to say.
Nothing else to say. I guess this is it for our podcast. I feel like we should say something like, let us know if you have anything you want us to talk about.
Yeah, leave some comments.
Leave comments, because it's only on YouTube right now. If for some reason this is on anything other than YouTube and you're listening to it on something other than YouTube, leave comments on that particular place that you're watching it.
Can you do that? I don't know.
Or go to YouTube. If you can, leave comments. If you can't, go to YouTube, find this episode, leave comments, and we will talk about whatever you want us to talk about.
Yeah, and if you're already on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel.
Subscribing would be good.
That'd be awesome. It helps us out, helps you guys out, because then we are going to have a lot more content, as we keep saying. We do have some ideas that we want to do. We're going to talk about that today off the air. I'm trying to set up some short shots and some maybe some games that we would play with various local actors and people in the biz to help support their stuff, because I like having people over or doing stuff with people that they have something to shout out to, and we all just help each other out.
Absolutely.
They have like, hey, I got a play going on, or come see me in this, or
they can talk about whatever they want.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be kind of fun.
And we're just going to be here doing it.
So this new year is going to be more of a productive year. It's going to be awesome. I'm super excited.
Yep. I hope everybody had a good New Year's, and look forward to some awesome stuff from KTC in 2016.
Yeah, dude. Be happy. Be safe. God bless.
See you later.
Bye.